Join spiritual feminist and empowerment coach Joni Advent Maher for Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow. Listen in for intimate conversations about money, transformation, and feminine sovereignty. And now, your host, Joni Advent Maher.
Welcome to Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow. I'm your host, Joni Advent Maher, mystic, spiritual midwife, and a transformational guide. And I am so delighted to be with you today for the second in our three-part series on feminine mysticism. So as I sit with you here today, I am looking out at the most glorious scene. We are surrounded by woods. My home is surrounded by woods, and I'm on the second floor looking out into the trees, into a sea of golden and green, and it is breathtaking. Every time I look out the window, it takes my breath away. So it seems the perfect container for us to talk about today's topic, which is beauty. Native American tribes used to speak and teach about the beauty way, about living the beauty way. And while I'm not here specifically to teach that tradition, I want to explore the mystical tradition of engaging with beauty, or as poet David Whyte suggests, that we must apprentice with beauty or apprentice to beauty. So I wanted to read a small segment for you from one of my favorite writers and poets, John O'Donohue. He has actually written an entire book on beauty and the mysticism of beauty, and it's called Beauty, the Invisible Embrace: Rediscovering the True Sources of Compassion, Serenity, and Hope. And he has managed to put into a book what I have been feeling and sensing viscerally and intuitively the whole of my life. I just adore this book. So I want to read a bit from the book for you just to share what he has to say. He says, "The human soul is hungry for beauty. We seek it everywhere, in landscape, music, art, clothes, furniture, gardening, companionship, love, religion, and in ourselves. When we experience the beautiful, there is a sense of homecoming. Some of our most wonderful memories are of beautiful places where we felt immediately at home. We feel most alive in the presence of the beautiful, for it meets the needs of our soul." And that's why I want to talk about this today, because there is a way in which beauty provides us with a deep sense of soul nourishment and enrichment. And it might be something that we don't necessarily consider in our day-to-day lives, but it is one of those aspects of the mystical tradition that I want to bring in as a potential resource for you, a reorienting to beauty and to noticing beauty in your daily life. And of course, we do that through the senses. Just to share one other piece from John O'Donohue, which I just adore the way he's written this. It says, "The beauty of the earth is a constant play of light and dark, visible and invisible. We perceive and participate in that beauty through the interplay of our senses and spirit. Our senses are lanterns that illuminate the world." Isn't that an incredible statement? Our senses are lanterns that illuminate the world. Let's just breathe that in. And even in this moment, if you can use your senses, so use your sense of sight and look around you and let them land. Let your eyes land on something beautiful. Perhaps it's outside, or it may be something in the space where you're sitting. Just let your eyes land on that and take a breath and notice how you receive it. How does it touch your heart? What does it awaken in your spirit or your soul? And notice if there's any shift, even in your physical body, whether it's the way you're breathing or holding yourself. Just notice. So it's important that we find ways to nourish our soul and to nourish our being. And today I want to remind you that beauty is an opportunity to do that. So while you're cooking dinner, you might put on beautiful music, or while you're driving into the office, put on beautiful music. It's like creating and inviting in beauty into your life. So I'm wondering how that might change your day-to-day experience if you had a beauty practice, if you were walking in beauty. To cultivate this kind of a practice really requires that we open and expand our perception, our ability to see, almost like putting on a new set of glasses that allow us to recognize the beauty in our midst. There's an old famous quote by Blaise Pascal, who I believe was a French mathematician. And it goes like this: in difficult times, carry something beautiful in your heart. And I think we all can safely say that we are in some difficult and challenging times these days. Even under the best of circumstances, our larger collective is struggling. And so to that end, I believe it is of value for each of us to carry something beautiful in our heart, to stay attuned to the beauty around us, and to find ways to bring beauty into our lives. John O'Donohue talks about one of the secret ways that beauty is present is through kindness. And I love that idea. That's a beauty that comes in behaviorally or in our attitude towards others. And you can feel the difference when someone is kind or gracious or generous. And of course, our capacity to engage with others in that way always begins with our capacity to do that for ourselves. So bringing kindness in to the way we treat ourselves, or graciousness. And it is this positive feedback loop for me, and perhaps for you, that to the extent we can anchor or root in something beautiful beyond us. For example, as I look out again into the golden sculpture of trees that is outside my window, it just naturally opens my heart, and I can feel a softening towards myself and others. And even if you think back to a sunset or a moonrise or a particular walk through the woods, or staring into your loved one's eyes or your child or grandchild's sleeping face, you can feel that expansiveness that comes with seeing the beauty, not just of the outer form, but the luminous essence that transmits when we can recognize and take in the beauty around us and within us. Can you recognize the beauty within yourself, whether it's the external beauty or the internal beauty, the beauty of your heart, the beauty of your wisdom, the beauty of your commitment? I encourage you to see that in yourself, or to open to that, to just take a moment and recognize what is the beauty, what are the aspects of beauty within you. And let yourself just be bathed. Let your day-to-day human consciousness be bathed in that. The beauty that is your essence. So, beloved, this is just a taste of the subject of beauty. This is a taste of the beauty way. There are so many other facets that I could talk about today, but I wanted to give you a taste of this facet of feminine mysticism, just to open to this nourishment for your soul today, and to invite you, if you're interested in going deeper into this exploration, I have this delicious offering that is coming up in December. It is a 6-month deep dive into soul nourishment called Sumptuous Living, and it is an invitation to claim your right to flourish and to prosper in all ways. And we do that through dedicating 6 months to practicing soul nourishment, the richest, most fertile soul nourishment that I could pull together. And of course, it all begins with coming home to the sensual body. But we do explore beauty and beauty medicine very deeply in this process. So if you're interested or would like more information, you can go to sacredfeminineflow.com, or you can always go to the website and check it out there, which is revolutionaryheart.com. So, beloved, in the meantime, I want to encourage you to remember beauty in your life, to take a breath and pause when you're sitting at the stoplight and just gaze out, and whether it's a cloud formation or the tree or the sound of the bird that's off singing in the distance, to just allow yourself to receive that beauty and to be touched by that beauty and to welcome it, to bring it into your life, and to remember you are beautiful. Breathe that in. You are beautiful. So, beloved, we'll have one more in our Feminine Mystic series next month. And until then, always trust what your heart knows.
Thanks for listening to Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow with Joni Advent Maher. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share our podcast with a friend and subscribe, rate, and review at Apple Podcasts.